Good morning, students. Welcome to this online teaching platform of Divine Public School, Mohanapur, Gorakhpur. Dear students, once again I am back with the continuation of the chapter The Rat Trap, written by Selma Lagerlof from your textbook Flamingo, subject English of class 12. Dear student, this is part 3 of the chapter The Rat Trap. Now, before I start explaining the text of the part 3, let's recap the text of the previous video, that means the part 2 in short. Darkness of late in winter month December increased the danger of his life. He thought that this was his last moment and his death is near. When he laid his head on the ground, he heard the sound of hammer strokes and concluded that there is an iron mill nearby and started walking towards the direction of the sound. Finally, he reached to the forge where the master blacksmith gave a hearty consent to stay without saying a word. Just then, the owner of the mill came into the forge on one of his nightly rounds of inspection. The iron master mistook the rat trap seller as his old regimental comrade Niels Olof and invited to his house, but the peddler declined the invitation. Later on, the iron master went away laughing. Now, coming to the explanation of part 3. First of all, I will read the paragraph for you all students. Half an hour later, the sound of carriage wheels was heard outside the forge. The iron master's daughter came there, followed by a valet carrying a big fur coat. She introduced herself as Edla Wilmanson. She noticed that the man was afraid. She thought that either he had stolen something or else he had escaped from jail. She, however, assured him that he would be allowed to leave them just as freely as he had come. She addressed him as captain and requested him to stay with them over Christmas Eve. She said this in such a friendly manner that the rat trap peddler agreed to go with her. The fur coat was thrown over his racks and he followed the young lady to the carriage. On the way, the peddler thought why he had taken that fellow's money. He was sitting in the trap and would never get out of it. Now, see the difficult words here, students, highlighted in red color. Let's have a look at the meaning of the difficult words. The first one is carriage, which means the conveying of goods or passengers from one place to another, or you can say from one place to another place. And the second one is valet, which means a personal male attendant. Now, coming to the explanation of the text, be attentive, students, and listen the explanation very carefully so that you can understand the chapter well. Now, half an hour later, the sound of carriage wheels was heard outside the forge. That means when the iron master left the forge. After that, that means when he went home, he had a talk with his daughter Edla Wilmanson. After a gap of half an hour, the iron master sent his daughter. He hoped that his daughter may bring his friend home as he believed that she was better in persuading others. The iron master daughter came there followed by a valet carrying a big fur coat. So, as it was the permission of the father, the iron master's daughter entered the mill with her attendant, who was carrying a big fur coat. She was a humble girl who was very shy. When she entered, everyone was busy the same way as they had been earlier. The blacksmith was still sitting on the bench with his trainees and was working on the iron. She went up to the peddler and lifted his hat. The peddler at that time slept with one eye open. As soon as he saw her, she got shocked and jumped up. She introduced herself as Edla Wilmanson. Now, she introduced herself as Edla Wilmanson and was sorry to hear about the hard times that he was facing. She explained to him that she had come to take him home with her father's permission. Edla had sympathy for the peddler, but then she noticed that the reason behind his fear could be either he had committed robbery or jailbreak. She, however, assured him that he would be allowed to leave them just as freely as he had come. So she said that he was free to leave their house at any time, but she wanted him to stay with the family just for Christmas Eve. That means Edla wanted the peddler to celebrate Christmas Eve along with them. Edla was talking to Peddler in such a nice way, which made him believe her, and he got ready to go with her. So the fur coat was thrown over his racks, and he followed the young lady to the carriage. On the way, the peddler thought why he had taken that fellow's money. He was sitting in the trap and would never get out of it. The peddler wore the fur coat offered by the valet as he accepted the invitation of Edla and started following the lady. He didn't even bother to notice the other people in the room. On the way to the house of the iron master, the peddler felt that as he had committed a crime, he would be punished. And he started cursing himself. If he had not stolen the money, he would not have got trapped like this. The money was a bait which had led him into the trap. The next day was Christmas Eve. The iron master came into the dining room for breakfast. He thought of his old regimental comrade whom he had met so unexpectedly. He felt satisfied and talked to feeding him well and giving him some honorable job. His daughter remarked that last night she did not notice anything about him to show that he had once been an educated man. The ironmaster asked her to have patience and let him clean and dressed up. Then she would see something different. The tramp manners would fall away from him with the tramp clothes. Now, see the difficult word here, students. There is only one difficult word in this paragraph, that is comrade, which means a fellow member. So the next day was Christmas Eve. The next day was Christmas Eve. Both the iron master and his daughter were at the dining table. The iron master said to his daughter that they had to do something good for the peddler and should try to find some better job for him. That means the master wanted that the peddler should be feeded well and should be provided with honorable job or a better job. His daughter remarked that last night she did not notice anything about him to show that he had once been an educated man. The ironmaster's daughter said that it was strange to see that the peddler had been in such hard times and was doubtful, that means Etla was doubtful, whether the man had been educated. Hearing this, the ironmaster clarified that it was due to his bad condition. He also added that the man would behave differently after getting clean and dressed up. That means his tramp manners would fall away from him with the tramp clothes. Just then the stranger entered in a good looking suit of clothes, a white shirt with a starched collar, and whole shoes. Although he was well groomed, the ironmaster did not seem pleased. He realized that he had made a mistake last night. Now, in broad daylight, it was impossible to mistake him for an old acquaintance. The stranger made no attempt to dissemble. He explained that it was not his fault. He had never pretended to be anything but a poor trader. He had requested the ironmaster to let him stay in the forge. He was ready to put on his rags and go away. Now, see the difficult words, students, for the meaning. Now, the first one is starch, which means a powder or spray used before ironing a fabric. The second difficult word here is groomed, which means clean. And the third difficult word is dissemble, which means disguise one's true feeling or belief. Now, see the first line, students. Just then the stranger entered in a good looking suit of clothes, a white shirt with starched collar, and whole shoes. So, coming to the explanation, while both father daughter were discussing about the peddler, the rat trap seller entered the room with the valet. He was looking clean as he had bathed and his hair had been cut by the valet. He was wearing the ironmaster's clothes and shoes, a shirt with a starched collar, and shoes which covered the entire feet. He realized that he had made a mistake last night. Now, in broad daylight, it was impossible to mistake him for an old acquaintance. The ironmaster seemed very angry to see his well groomed guest, though the peddler was looking very smart and clean as he was dressed in the best outfit. Still, The ironmaster seemed very angry to see his well groomed guest, as now he could make out his appearance well and realized that he was not his comrade. He understood that he mistook some stranger as his old friend. He screamed, he shouted at him, and asked him to explain. The peddler knew that the ironmaster could make out that he was not his old friend. So he explained that it was not his fault. He had never pretended to be anything but a poor trader. As peddler was already knowing, for this reason he was ready for the consequences and felt that the luxury treatment was about to end. The peddler tried to explain that she should not be blamed. He said that he was just begging for a stay in the forge. He also said that he had not harmed anyone and was ready to wear his rags again and go from there. The ironmaster thought that it was not honest on the part of the man and wanted to call the sheriff. The tramp then told the ironmaster that the whole world was nothing but a big rat trap. All the good things that were offered to him were nothing but cheese, rings, and bits of pork, set out to drag a fellow into trouble. The sheriff may lock him up for this. He warned the ironmaster that a day might come when he might want to get a big piece of pork and then he would get caught in the trap. Now, see the difficult word, that is sheriff, which means here a police. See the first line, students. The ironmaster thought that it was not honest on the part of the man and wanted to call the sheriff. Now, to this point, the ironmaster hesitated and said that the peddler had not been quite honest, and so the ironmaster wanted to call the police to get him arrested for his dishonesty. The rat trap seller gets so enraged upon hearing about the sheriff that he struck the table very hard with his fist. He said that this world is a rat trap and all the good things are a bait, just like the rinds of cheese and the small pieces of pork are a bait for the rat which are offered to trap it. Not only this, the peddler, that means the rat trap seller, also pointed out to the ironmaster that he may today be imprisoned by the sheriff, but one day the ironmaster will also get trapped like this. Now see the answer the following questions, students. Question number 1. Why did the man with the rat traps not want to undeceive the ironmaster at all at once? Question number 2. What observation did the ironmaster make about the stranger? What did he ask him to do? Question number 3. What did the peddler think about going up to the manor house? How did he react to the ironmaster's invitation? Question number 4. What reason did the ironmaster advance in support of his invitation to the stranger? Question number 5. Describe the scene at the forge when Edla Wilmanson came there. So there are 5 questions. You have to write the answer in your classwork copy and submit it when the school gets open. Now, as it was the explanation of part 3, in my next video I will be continuing once again the chapter The Rat Trap with part 4. Thank you, students. Thanks for watching and listening.